How is everybody? I'm doing wonderful. I actually got a better chair. I wish I would have had this like a month ago doing these videos. Oh my goodness. My back and my butt is going to be much happier now. Um, so that's some good news in a somewhat bad news year so far. Yeah, always try to look for the positives, I guess. So anyway, I've been doing some wrap up videos. You may have seen the one that I posted for the seminars class if you are in that one, or you will see it if you are in that one, in one of those classes. And really, they're just kind of last thoughts that I have about the semester. And I'm going to kind of do an overall one at some point too. If you're interested, you can look that up on the YouTube channel. But this one is specifically for this class, XS 365 or XS exercise testing and prescription. Just entered the grades. Everybody did fairly well. And first off, I want to say thank you for a great semester. Regardless of what's happened, thank you for bearing with me. And I'm sure other professors are going to say the same thing and feel the same thing. Most of us have really tried to make it work, and we've rapidly scrambled to change what is normally considered an in-person type of instruction and make it completely online. It wasn't perfect. I see the faults in what I did. I wish I would have had more of the chats of the Zoom meetings. Still done the videos, but also had some of the Zoom meetings, and that's some of the feedback that I've gotten from you all as well. I've asked around, and I want honest opinions on it. Are the videos that I put up perfect either? Absolutely not. I'm going to move forward and change everything, and try to improve it the best I possibly can, without spending the entire day on the day and any type of spare time that I have on and improving everything. I'll do what I can within the time limits. I'll say it again, like I've said in a previous video that I just recorded, actually. And that is, I think this is a good opportunity for not just myself, but other professors to take a step back and evaluate all of their classes, their instructions, how they instruct in each class, not just online. I'm talking about in-person instruction. I mean, this is a time where I think is a very good opportunity for constructive reflection, self-reflection, and also having some feedback from the students. And I do this every semester. I take any of the comments that you give me in person. I take them to heart. I really do. I don't take them personally. Any professors that come in and evaluate my instruction, I try to put that into some type of change potentially in the future. Any evaluations, course evaluations that you fill out for the class itself, I use that information to make the courses better. And every semester I tweak something. I try to improve something in my instruction, just in my personal life, even, in the way I do my job. And I think this is a good opportunity for changing some things moving forward. And I think with a class like this cannot be a class that can only be online. There's just no way. There has to be in-person instruction, at least with the labs. Now, some of the lectures, they could potentially be online. But the labs are very, very important. I would hope to, at some point moving forward with a class like this, reduce some of the lectures actually and make more labs. Now, there might be some lectures for the labs, basically explaining the equipment, explaining the process behind it, the physiology, all the different ins and outs of that specific test. When you would run it, why would you use it on a certain individual? Why wouldn't you use it? And I think if we do it properly, an online presence can be beneficial to the students, at least in my opinion. Maybe you feel differently. Comment. Tell me what you think. I've looked at ways to improve it, ways to make more exciting videos, maybe break it up at least a little bit into different topics rather than chapters. Maybe show more my face when I'm lecturing, and there's just different ways of doing it. But moving forward, I'm going to do this with every class. I'm going to record all my lectures. I don't know if I'm going to put them all online, but at least snippets of it will be there. And maybe even explanations of the labs. One thing I would maybe like doing going forward is take pictures or record some aspects of the lab while we're actually in there and be able to explain what we're doing for future classes. And also we could use it for promotional material for the program itself. So there's different ways of kind of killing two birds with one stone. Is we could use it for educational purposes, and we can also use it for promotional purposes for not only the college but the program itself. So looking back on this semester, we were able to do the vast majority of the labs that we were wanting to do in person. The only two that were really designed for in person was the bench press one, and also you had the flexibility one. Flexibility one is one that you can do some of those tests at home, make some type of makeshift sit and reach box. And the bench press one, or the strength one, if you have access to any of that equipment, you can do that on your own. It would have been nice to do it in person though, and we can have multiple people doing it. We can kind of compare and contrast, and sometimes it ends up becoming a competition, which is good. It's good. And we can demonstrate the mistakes that people will make. It's a little bit better than just maybe seeing a video on it sometimes. So, but we were able to go over a lot of the cardiovascular stuff, the blood pressure stuff, the body composition testing. That was all still there. We were able to actually do that in person, and I'm thankful that we were able to do those major ones in person. I'm not sure exactly how we would have done it if we wouldn't have. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, lab number 6, if you were there, well, everybody was there, or they had an excused absence, you got credit. There was multiple people that weren't able to turn it in because I was going to collect it after spring break. Some people still turned it in, but I know others could not turn it in. And so everybody got credit for that. They were there. I seen you guys doing the calculations. I seen you doing the actual work. You're okay. So that's a side point. Moving forward in a class like this, having some type of online presence, like I said before, having something there to where maybe if a student has maybe difficulty understanding a certain topic, there could be a video there, a lecture video, or a video of me just kind of standing in front of the camera, kind of explaining different things in my animated different way. And just, they can watch it over and over again. They can pause it, kind of reflect on it, and then they can even come into the classroom or my office and ask questions based upon not only what I've said in class, but also what was presented in the video. There's a lot of different things that I've been thinking about playing around with, and I've thought about it for a while, and I've actually tried some of this in the past, 5 or 6 years ago, but Part of the problem was there wasn't a lot of people that got on board with it because online classes weren't necessarily a thing. The technology was kind of there. Um, there was something, Google Hangouts and YouTube chats. A lot of that stuff was there, but it just wasn't popular. I guess now we have Zoom, and we actually have a bunch of other different ones that we could potentially use for this. So it's not like we got to just use Google Hangouts or Skype or something like that. So a lot of different ways to do it. At least seeing where it can go and how it can benefit the students. If you have any feedback on something that maybe you see would maybe work for at least you, or maybe you've talked to other students, how would it work for you? What types of delivery, at least online? And I'm not talking about only online, maybe just an only online class or an in-person class that has some type of presence online, either videos or maybe certain chats throughout the semester. You can have online chats or something like that, or I guess virtual office hours, if you will. I don't know how popular those would be, but something online. Nothing is going to replace in person. It just can't. Seeing everybody's reactions, even just the smell of a dungy classroom in a basement, basically a basement of a building, you can't replicate that online. It's gonna have to be in person. So you can't, the sights, the smells, all of the experiences of the in person can't be replicated online. So we're going to have in-person classes for a lot of this stuff, and that's where some of that is going to be important. Where all of the in-person stuff is important is the overall experience, just not reading it, just not seeing it. It's all the above. So anyway, this video is way too long. So I'm just going to end it here. Just some additional thoughts that I had throughout this, for the end of the semester. If you have any questions or comments or anything, don't hesitate to ask. If you are graduating, congratulations. If you need anything, contact me. Don't hesitate to contact me. I'll see what I can do, answer a question, get in contact with somebody else, do whatever, letters of recommendation, whatever you need. If I am still here on this good earth, I will, and if you know how to contact me, through email or whatever, super awesome communication we will have in the future in 30, 40 years. I don't know if I'll still be around then, but anyway, don't hesitate to contact me. And, yeah, so, if you're not graduating, I hope to see you back in the fall. I hope we're back in the fall. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So thank you and take care.